my connection just dropped entirely. Yeah, 3 minutes ago. We killed the vampire. He's setting his castle on fire. We gotta get the fuck out of here. Join me as I escape, or not. Did we just drop again? Did we just drop again? Fuck. We're still going, right? Dropping frames, but it seems like we're still going. Well, whatever. Unless things actually stop working altogether, I'm gonna keep going just because we're right again. So. Run away! Run away! What? No! Fuck you! Fuck you! What the fuck? What was that? I'm gonna have to fight him again. Damn it. Oh well. Wasn't that hard of a boss fight. Interestingly enough, this boss fight doesn't send you into the boss room. You can't repeat. I have the manual for yeah, see, he can't do shit. Bullshit holding that first. This is way harder. Now it's time to stop it. How did I get stuck there? Apparently I am not going fast enough. How many Castlevania games have you escaping the castles in front of us too? That is not a very common thing. Well, I was pointing at people earlier. This game doesn't really fit in the game anyway. It's not developed as a game. It really does just kind of use it as far as the right, you can't even use curing items while you're a vampire. Being a vampire fucking sucks. Time to get the fuck out of here. I don't know why the hell it starts you off like that. There we go. Fucking final. Here we go. The strength of this evil surpasses even Dracula's foul aura. Malice, what are you? You have destroyed my servant. I did not expect such power. Enough. Now you face the Dark Lord himself. What? Not Dracula? You? The Dark Lord? Oh no. power up. Got him during daylight, but I doubt that's going to make the battle any easier. Where am I? What has happened to me? Cannot deceive me. Your appearance does not fool me. You do not understand. This child is really tractable. Try to stop it. Scum! How long do you think you can oppose me? Very well. Prepare to cower for the true shape of Dracula. Oh shit, it's a Final Fantasy VII battle. Okay, this battle can be a bit of a pain in the ass. We'll see how I do, because I don't remember the pattern at all. That thing's pretty badass. don't think he has another form. I think that is the end of the game. So... Sun has vanquished the terrible night. Awesome, but I did miss out on the second El Dentestico. Hey, welcome in. Yeah, I know this game has its reputation. I genuinely love it. It's been 2 years since you visited your mother's grave. Yeah. Are you sure you want to get down here? I'll take you up the hill. Thank you. This is fine. I want to walk the rest of the way. Playing this game, you gotta wait first come out and get to talk. I only played this for the first time last year. It actually started with something of a joke. Somebody was asking, I do this event on here called Castlevania, right? And one of my friends joked about, so when are you gonna play Castlevania 4? And I looked him dead in the eye, I was like, tell you what, there's a copy in my local game store for like $20. You get me the money, I will go buy it. My friend called me, he called my bluff, sent me the money, I bought the game and a memory pack with which to play it, and I was assuming it was going to be kind of a joke playthrough, and instead, this wound up becoming my favorite N64 game. I love this game. This is the first time I played through Carrie's route. Last year we did Reinhardt. So, yeah, we've now played through this game twice on here. It still remains my favorite N64 game. And it remains my personal... It remains pretty high on my list of favorite Castlevania, right? Which is surprising. For as much hate as this game gets, I don't get the hate at all. I love it. The one thing about the game that I think is genuinely bad is the camera. The original Castlevania. You're gonna try this? Well, give it some time and try to play the game on its terms. It'll grow on you if you let it. The original Castlevania is one of my favorite games as well. It's part of why I do this event. Majora's Mask is a great game, but I have to admit, I'm just not the biggest N64 guy in general. My collection of N64 games is not that big. Thank you, Sayla. Hey, thanks for the follow. It is only 11:36. I have a little bit more time to go, and we missed doing something on Halloween because I was too busy. We did not do our annual playthrough of Castlevania 1. So, I think we have time for a little bonus game. Falco! We just beat Carrie's route on Castlevania 64. I really love this game. I'm really glad I wound up playing this last year. Again, it started as a joke, but it turned out to be... Man... I don't get the hate of the game at all. Hey, there you go, Yasuo Miyametsu as the illustrator, like I mentioned. Talking about that earlier. Yeah, Konami Computer Entertainment Kobe. They didn't stick around for too much longer after this, unfortunately. Alright, there we go. I'll have to see if I unlocked, I don't know if I unlocked the hard mode or the bonus costume, because I only found one of the special crystals, and I don't remember where the other one was supposed to be. So I might need to play through this again to get that. Overwrite cleared data? Yes. Data saved. Special item 1 saved. Starting the game with this file, you can select hard mode. Okay, so that's just the hard mode. I did not get the bonus costume. If you get her bonus costume, you actually get her a, she gets Maria's dress from Rondo. Not that anybody in the West would have known what that dress was back in the day. That's funny to think about. So yeah, I can play Carrie on hard mode if I want. I'll have to figure out, I'll have to figure out where that other crystal was, because I do want to unlock her other costume. I will happily play through this game multiple times. Over here, though, on my hard mode file, we'll just pick this for a second. I have been playing through the hard mode off stream as Reinhardt. And I mentioned a few times tonight this one fucking jump in his 5th stage, or is it this? I think it's the 6th stage. Because he has a few different levels from what Carrie has, and one of his exclusive levels is right through here. It's the dual tower, and this spot has a jump that fucking sucks, and I will show it to you. So let's get to it. First of all, fighting this guy. Alright, you have to see me, by the way. The wall is closing in to crush us. We're on a time limit for each of these arena battles. Alright. Just some money. That's fine. I just want to make sure I don't pick up another weapon unless it's the holy water. Holy water's really good on a boss. It's better play through as Reinhardt first. I would say Carrie's mode was the easier playthrough just because she has a projectile attack that homes in on enemies. Her mode was definitely an easier playthrough. But I played through as Reinhardt first. I enjoyed it, but I'm also not normal, per se. I can be a bit weird. The main trick is just understanding all of your controls. Alright, the jump I'm talking about comes up after this battle, which is against a werewolf. Playing as his bonus costume, which is meant to make him look more like Simon Belmont, which I don't. Although I like his regular costume too. I think his regular costume is pretty cool. But it was cool getting to play through the hard mode with a new costume. Little pro tip here, by the way. These ledges, you want to wait until the dust stops coming off them before you try to grab them. Alright, now I will show you guys a little secret. There's a hidden platform here. Fun little secret in this stage, which gets you a power-up and some extra roast beef to restore your health with. This right here, this jump fucking sucks, and that's why, see? I can make that jump, but it's really hard. That's one of the few parts of the game that I think genuinely sucks, is that jump. It's not impossible to make, but it's annoying. Like, hell, Carrie had this whole segment that was just a platforming level across a bunch of crystals, and that was less annoying than that one single jump. Because that jump looks like it shouldn't be that hard to do. Yeah, Reinhardt doesn't just have a whip, by the way. He has a short-range melee attack with his sword, which has its uses. And then, of course, you have your sub-weapons. Castlevania tradition right there. I'm not gonna make you guys watch me play all the way through as Reinhardt as well, just that my own personal playthrough in hard mode. I just figured I'd boot it up real quick to show you guys. We're gonna switch over to playing the original Castlevania mode. Stab at doing. Wow, you're just getting all the text messages right now, huh? That's always fun. Go. Just in the nick of time. Ooh, drop some extra ammo. These things basically function as hearts do in most other Castlevania games, the red crystals. Okay. There we go. Is there a trick to that jump? It really is just jumping from the very edge of that platform, but it only seems to work if you jump from the very end while taking, like, a running jump. Like, we'll see if I can do it again this time. By the way, the Z button is a duck button, but if you press it... Ah, fuck. Nope. Ah, shit. Whoops. The Z button is a duck, but if you press it while you're running, you do a slide, which is very handy. The R button is kind of a lock-on. It locks you in place, so you can't move while you hold it down, but you can jump, and it does let you do like these little quick jump sides. Like you jump to the side and backwards and whatnot, and it lets you kind of jump out of the way while you're locked on, and it's very handy like that. Tip. There's some things you have to figure out with the game. Like, the main thing I think you have to do in order to really get into this game is understand how the controls work. So, A is jump, and if you hold down A while you're in the air, near a ledge, like basically anytime you jump, you should just hold down the A button, because that means if you're near a ledge, you'll climb up it. First, just so it doesn't crush me. Now we deal with the werewolf. I'm just not wanting to pick up any extra sub-weapons. I just want the cross. cross and the holy water are the best weapons in the game. But yeah, to climb up on ledges, you just hold down the A button while you're jumping. Once you understand to just hold down the A button, that makes it really easy. Your whip, or what if you're playing as Carrie, it's like your right blast, but if you're playing, your main attack is B. And it can lock on. It's very handy. Then you have the directional buttons, the yellow directional buttons on the N64 controller. Left on the direction buttons is your melee attack, which is his short sword. Down is your sub-weapon. And then right is interacting with the environment. So if you need to pick up an item, you press that. If there's a character you can talk to, you press that. Anytime there's something that looks like it should be interacting with, you press that button. Damn it! Ugh. Alright. And then up is to change the camera angles. If you hold it down, you can go into a first-person mode, but you don't get to move. That's just for getting a look at the environment. There's 3 different camera modes with normal view, action view, and battle view. I've never found a good use for action view, but battle view is good to switch into when you're going into a fight against an enemy one-on-one. It's handy. The R button, which is your lock-on, will also center the camera behind you if there's no enemies. And then the Z button below, that's your that's how you duck, but it's also how you do your slide clear. So that's kind of an explanation of the controls, a really simple one. Anyway, that's plenty of Castlevania 64. I'm sure people don't want to watch me play this all month. I'm sure they'd like to see me do some other, more classic Castlevanias. Because I have kind of been... I've lavished a lot of love on this game the past 2 years. Will we play this again next year? I don't know. Maybe if I feel like it. Maybe I'll pick up a repro cart of Legacy of Darkness. That's certainly a possibility, because I like Castlevania 64 enough, and I know people also like Legacy of Darkness. Well, people who don't like Castlevania 64 say Legacy of Darkness is an improvement, I guess is a good way to put it. But for now, I'm going to find... Where is this? I got to plug in the NES. So we can play some regular Castlevania. Good old original Castlevania on the NES. Because the night is still young. Let's see here. And yeah, I did miss out on my usual playthrough of this year. We normally do a playthrough of this every year on Halloween. I just got too busy to do that this year. So, we might as well rectify that mistake and actually play the one, the only, the original, which is a game I happen to adore. So, those are in backwards. There we go. Alright, and we are playing Castlevania 1. This is the same cartridge I've had since I was a little kid. Get my controller out. My NES controller with the green buttons on it. Because I feel like it. Doesn't get better. I do really love this game. Alright, let's begin. I have no clue how long this will take me, but I love this game. I love playing it, so we will see where this takes me. I love this game, and I love Simon's Quest, which I didn't play Simon's Quest till about 4 years ago for... It was another thing where it was supposed to be like a joke stream. I could have jumped over there and gotten that special item, but whatever. And instead I wound up loving Simon's Quest. Weirdly enough, though, Castlevania 3 I don't like as much. Of course, my favorite Castlevania is actually the version on the X68000, which we also got on PS1 as Castlevania Chronicles. It's a remake of Castlevania 1, and I think it's super cool. That's my favorite Castlevania. And then... probably Rondo of Blood and Bloodlines. I'd say those are my top 3 favorites. Simon's Quest is very nostalgic for me. I love Simon's Quest. You were seeing the Sailor Moon dub? Yeah. My 14-year-old sister's been watching Sailor Moon lately, so that's on my brain. As for why there's a bunch of magical girl stuff in there, that should be obvious. It's because I was playing as Carrie in Castlevania 64, and she's basically a magical girl, right? Of course, that means next game we play, whatever it is, I haven't decided yet. I have not decided what we're doing next now that I finished Castlevania 64 for the second time. I'll have to figure that out. But, that does mean the Magical Girl Retro Junk will be leaving. Because, really, this month's all about the Castlevania stuff. She's like, oh, I have those, actually. I have a modded Wii with all 3 of the Konami Rebirth titles on it. Although I bought Castlevania Rebirth back when it was still up for sale. Didn't pick up any of the other ones though, but I have a modded Wii that lets me play those. Maybe I should do that, because there's only a few classic Castlevania games I haven't played on here yet. Because I've done the entire NES trilogy. I have done Super and Dracula X. I have done Bloodlines. I have done Rondo. I have also done Castlevania Adventure Rebirth on here. One of the few classic Castlevania titles I have not streamed on here. Oh, modding a Wii is very easy. I did it myself. All you need is an SD card and a little know-how of a computer. It's very easy. And I highly encourage anybody who has an old Wii laying around to do it. Ah, fuck. Almost made that through without getting a hit. That's fine. I love this big goofy bat. There we go. Last level of Contra Rebirth looks incredible. Contra Rebirth is awesome, dude. I love that game. I'm a big fan of the Contra series as well. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do something with that next year. I don't know what or when yet, but I am going to do a Contra-themed month. It won't just be Contra. It'll be run and guns in general, but I really want to do a Contra-themed month at some point, just because I haven't done something like that before. For now, it's very much Castlevania times, and anything that is, anything that reminds me of Castlevania also gets on here. So, Bloodstained is a possibility, Odalis, Infernax, Nosferatu on the Super Nintendo is a possibility. Anything that gives me those Castlevania vibes is open for discussion this month as far as stuff I will play. I just haven't put much thought into it this year. Contra, Super C, Alien Wars Hardcore. Don't forget about Operation C on the Game Boy. That one is just as good and does not deserve to be forgotten. Operation C is awesome. Sadly, Konami farmed out development of the PlayStation titles when they did Legacy of War and the Contra Adventure. And those turned out to be real stinkers. But they had to return to form on the PS2 with my personal favorite Contra game, Shattered Soldier. Shattered Soldier rules. I played a little bit of that last month, and I really want to play some more of it because I still haven't beaten it. That game is really hard. But I love Shattered Soldier, and I love Neo Contra as well. Those PS2 Contras are my favorite ones. You enjoyed Operation Galuga, believe it or not? I haven't gotten to play that yet. I will admit I'm a little bit cynical about it. I'm not sure if I trust WayForward to really Ah, oh, fuck. Man. Well, there's our first death of the night. I'm not sure how much I trust Way Forward to nail the tone of Contra. I'll have to play the game myself to really see what I think about it, but I have very particular opinions when it comes to what Contra is in terms of its presentation. And it's not quite what a lot of other people will focus on how ridiculous Contra is, like all the crazy stunts, riding on missiles, that sort of shit. But I always have to kind of remind people that the actual story of Contra, the tone of it, is pretty fucking serious. Last level's really nostalgic. I will have to play it at some point, I think. I just haven't picked it up yet. You know what I really enjoyed, though, that's very Contra-like? Blazing Chrome. That I played for the first time a few months ago on a stream, and I fucking love that game. If Blazing Chrome were a Contra game, it would probably be my second favorite. That was how much I liked Blazing Chrome. For a fact, that is a game I would totally play a lot more of if I had, like, I would stream a lot more of it if I had the opportunity. Like, no questions asked. One of these. Yep, there it is. Didn't even need it, just wanted it. What was that on? Oh, Blazing in Chrome? Sorry, Blazing Chrome? That's on pretty much most modern systems. I got it off Steam because my best friend, Lise, she bought me it because it was really cheap. And I was enjoying it. But it's also on Switch, PS4. I think it's also on, like, modern Xbox consoles. If you have a modern console, you can get Blazing Chrome. It's really good. It absolutely nails what was so awesome about all those old school run and gun games. So yeah. The cool thing was you can unlock the hardcore characters. Oh, in Operation Galuga? That's neat. Hardcore had some really interesting characters in it. Another fun fact about Hardcore that I brought up earlier while playing Castlevania 64 is that Yasuomi Umetsu was the character designer for both of those. So he did the work on Castlevania 64 and Hardcore. Love Umetsu's style. Fuck! You didn't play Iron Meat? I have not played Iron Meat yet either, but that one looks fun. Blazing Chrome, though, is just on a whole other level in terms of how good it is. Like, that one goes way beyond, oh, it's a modern indie Contra clone. That one is the sort of game I would absolutely say stands on equal footing with stuff like Contra and Metal Slug. Like, I would easily place it up there with them. Not separate. I think it goes beyond just being an indie copycat and is actually just a fantastic entry in the run and gun genre. That's how much I liked Blazing Chrome. I have played many run and guns. Blazing Chrome is one of the best ones I've ever played. It goes up there with, like, Metal Slug X, Contra 3, Hardcore. I would even place it up there with something like, there we go. That's how you make a joke out of any boss in this game. You have to write it down so you can forget. Yeah, Blazing Chrome's great. Another one I will happily recommend to anybody check out. Oh, why is that not full screened? I just noticed that. It's been like that the whole time, hasn't it? Anyway. Another one I recommend checking out that is not a, this one you'll have to emulate. You'll have to set it up on MAME. I don't know if it's... maybe it's on Switch on the Arcade Archives? I'd have to check. I don't know. It might be out there in some collection. You'd have to look. But another one I recommend is a game by Irem. Gun Force 2, also known as Geostorm. Bitchin' arcade title released by IREM in the 90s, made by the group that would later break away and form Nazca, which is the group that made Metal Slug for SNK. They also made Neo Turf Masters, but fucking golf. But yeah, so it actually has a lot of Metal Slug vibes to it, but I think it's an awesome game in its own right that people should absolutely check out if they're fans of Contra and Metal Slug. Yeah. Gun Force 2 is great. The original Gun Force by IREM is a little janky. Can't say I hate it, but Gun Force by IREM is a little janky. The Super Nintendo port of it is kinda terrible. Damn it, I do not need to pick up the axe, but it's fine. But yeah, Gun Force 2, on the other hand, absolutely play that. I love that game. I will be playing it again when I do that Run and Gun Teams month at some point. I really love that game. So, yeah. Beyond that, I'm trying to think of what other big Run and Gun titles I would recommend checking out that aren't just Contra or Metal Slug. Because, you know, Contra and Metal Slug are the big ones. They're the big boys of that genre. Oh my gosh, it's the cross. I gotta remember to kill more enemies with the cross so I can get some multipliers. Nah, I don't want the watch. The watch, nah. Gun Force 2 sounds very familiar. It's really good. Again, you'd have to set up an emulator or something to get a really good look at it. Okay, hold on. Not quite what I'm trying to do. Wild Guns isn't running gun, but I really love the game. Wild Guns is really cool. I like it. I'm trying to remember real quick. There's a new game coming out, Neon Inferno, that kind of combines Contra-style run and gunning with the Wild Gun style. Neon Inferno looks like it's going to be really cool. And speaking of cowboys, another great run and gun that a lot of people are actually familiar with, though, but is still cool. Sunset Riders, which is also by Konami. Funny how that works, huh? Okay, I have a triple, but I don't know how long that's going to last when I only have 1 point of health left. There is a refill on your health. Fuck, if you can get to the boss, but nah. Damn it. Damn it, that was almost really... Do not fucking give me a multiplier when I don't have a weapon. Come on. That's just cruel. Okay, yeah, the game has put me into a really shitty position here. Oh my gosh, stop. The game really decided to say fuck you. Damn it. That was a really good run. That was a really good run. Nope. Fuck. Well, there's our first game over. Will definitely not be our last. That's okay. I like being able to listen to this song a little longer. Wicked Child is the best Castlevania song. This is a fact. And it's not nearly enough Castlevania games, frankly. That doesn't surprise me. Order of Ecclesia has, like, I think the entire original Castlevania soundtrack in it. I have no idea where you find said music is, but they're there. I found a few. Did not find all of them. Well, you're more into those Metroidvania games than I am, anyway. I like my classic Vania. Hell, I'm the weirdo who prefers Castlevania 64 to Symphony of the Night. And if I said that to the wrong people back in the day, I would have gotten murdered. I should have grabbed the axe so I could get the... Is the whip long enough to get that from that platform? I don't think it is. I'll have to try. It might be. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Ow. Fuck you, Medusa. That's the clock. I don't want that. Really? Stupid bird. Will somebody please kill that Void? Classicvania, yeah, same. I am a Classicvania guy the whole way. And like I've said, I've played through almost all of them on my stream at this point. I've been doing Castlevania for about 4 years. I should be to the end of them by now, you know? I should have most of them under my belt. And I do. Fuck you, game! There we go! Hell yeah! Alright, and now the game gets hard. Okay.
So did the floor fall away, or did Simon see a pit and went?
I like to pretend that Simon just saw a pit and was like, well, that's the way forward. And Dracula just sees that and it's just like, get a load of this guy. Got a duck there. And here as well.
with women.
サッキングなんてことはもってのほかです。
Okay, now with the Frankenstein. Cheap Onion. You ever play Rondo? Yeah. Rondo's one of my favorites. Okay, so to be clear, also, welcome in, Cheap Onion. Welcome in. It's really the good OG version, has the best Vania ST. I agree. Love Rondo. Alright. Alright, so. Now. Why don't I just really quickly go over the ones I've played on here, especially the past 4 years for Castlevania. We have done the original Castlevania trilogy, 1, 2, 3. I have done Super Castlevania 4. I have done Dracula X. I have done Rondo. I have done Bloodlines. I have done Castlevania The Adventure Rebirth, which is the actual last classic Vania, right up until they remade Haunted Castle with Haunted Castle Revisited, which, yeah, I've played both of those too. Haunted Castle blows. Haunted Castle Revisited, I have issues with, because they made the game too fucking easy. Oh, man. Yeah, I could rant about Revisit for a bit. Haunted Castle, it's not that Haunted Castle's tough, it's that it's a bullshit game. The design of the game is fucking bullshit. Like it's a badly designed game. Haunted Castle Revisited almost fixed those problems. It almost made it a good game. But they made the mistake of making the game too fucking easy. Because Haunted Castle Revisited does a few things that, as far as I'm concerned, are cardinal sins for a Castlevania game. First of all, the checkpoints in Haunted Castle Revisited are so fucking generous. Like, they have so many. Yeah, the arcade was meant to be a quarter muncher. That doesn't mean I get to give it a pass, because it's still bullshit. Bear in mind, I'm saying as somebody who has finished the arcade version. It's bullshit. Also, bear in mind, the arcade version doesn't have... You can't quarter feed it. You get 3 continues in the arcade version. Or not even 3 continues, because there's no lives. You get, like, 3 lives in the arcade version. And after that, it's game over. Back to the start. Can you imagine a Castlevania game that gives you that many lives and no way to continue? Even Bloodlines has the password system that lets you continue. In this instance, on the other hand, you get 3 tries, and that's it. Can't believe Dracula ruined Simon's wedding like that. And then he proceeded to ruin Simon's life with that video game. But yeah, original arcade Haunted Castle is bullshit. Straight up. There are other quarter munchers that are way better. You want to play a good arcade game that's like Castlevania? Play Capcom's Black Tiger. Black Tiger is awesome. I should play that this month. We should do Black Tiger on here at some point. That game's awesome. Anyway, Haunted Castle Revisited does a few things that I would consider cardinal sins for Castlevania. One is the abundance of checkpoints. If you die in Castlevania Haunted Castle Revisited, you're not going to go back that far. So already, the checkpoint system is super forgiving. But then, the game has the audacity to do this thing, which admittedly is in the Japanese version of Haunted Castle, but I hated it there, and I hate it here even more. Haunted Castle, when you fall into a pit, you respawn outside the pit with just a 2-point life deduction. You don't lose a life, you don't die when you fall into a pit, you just respawn with just 2 health points taken away. That's shit. For a Castlevania game, that's shit. That is not good. No. That's bad. That is bad. But then finally, they have the audacity to do this last thing. First of all, the abundance of checkpoints means that when you die at a boss, you're sent back to literally just before the boss shows up. So, no real progress lost when you died. But then, they have the fucking audacity to make it so that whatever life the bosses lose when you fight them stays lost if you die. When you come back to fight the boss again, which again, you're placed right outside of their range. When you come back to fight them, they're still missing the health you already took from them. All of this combines to make Haunted Castle the kind of game that I beat in half an hour, and my younger brother, who will tell you straight up, he's not a big Classic Vania guy. He's only played a few. Even he finished it in like a half hour. What's funny is he's only beaten one Classicvania, and the one he's beaten is Dracula X.
And before you ask, yes, I got the good ending.
Yeah, he beat the game legit, got the best ending, like... Point is... Oh, fuck. That fucking knife. The knife really is your worst enemy in this game. Man.
And yet, I find myself using Castlevania. The more specifically what it has the item cracks.
Oh, the item crash version of the knife's great, but that's only in a few games. Oh, fuck. I forgot. There's meat back here. Am I not hitting him? There we go. Yeah. Tried to play Jekyll and Hyde a few weeks ago. That game's just straight up broken. Like, factually broken. That game is, that game's coding is fucked up. Alright. I am not gonna be able to make it out of this. Fucking... Fucker, fuck. Damn it. But yeah, okay, so basically I've beaten all the classic Castlevanias is what I was saying. The only ones I haven't actually done a playthrough of on this is, I have not done the Game Boy games yet, which is a shame, because two of those are actually pretty good. I should consider doing that this month. I should consider getting through the Castlevania Adventure and Castlevania Legends games. Fuck. Stupid Fleamen. Haven't played Dracula X. Well, I will actually speak up in defense of that game real quick. Because a lot of people will just write it off by saying, oh, it's Rondo of Blood, but worse. That is a factually incorrect statement. Yes, is it, how do I say it? It's inspired by Rondo of Blood for sure. But it's not the same game at all. The levels are all different. The bosses, there's several different bosses. Like, it's not the same game. And my brother will actually go ahead and tell you that he thinks it controls better than Rondo as well.
Rondo's controls are just a tad too loose.
Yeah. Whereas he believes that Dracula X actually has much tighter controls. That's an opinion. You don't have to agree with him, but that's what he thinks. Dracula X also actually is home to one of my favorite Castlevania levels, which is the underwater temple. I love that level. That level is so cool. Fuck. The price is so much. There are cheaper ways to play it. I actually, when I played through it on my own stream recently, I played using a sprite hack that gave the, instead of playing through the game as Richter, because I'd already done Rondo of Blood that month. I'd already done Rondo of Blood that month, so instead of playing as Richter, I used a sprite hack to play as the scrapped character from the 32X Castlevania game that never got made. The character doesn't even have a name. I just decided to put him in Rondo of Blood so he could have his own adventure with a sprite hack somebody made, so that's how we played through the game. It was fun. Didn't change any of the gameplay, it was just changing the sprite to look like a different character. Ah, fucking Fleaman. If I hadn't picked up the knife earlier, his ass would already be grass. Oh, I don't want to get killed by the fucking bone dragon first. Alright. Doing the level over. Anyways, yeah. Dracula X is absolutely worth a play. The main thing to worry about with Dracula X is the final boss. People like to say that Dracula X is the hardest classic Castlevania game. I disagree on that. I think the difficulty is nowhere near as high as Bloodlines or... And there's another... Castlevania 3. I think Castlevania 3 and Bloodlines are way harder games than Dracula X. But Dracula X does have the most bullshit final boss in Castlevania. That Dracula boss fight is not good. That Dracula boss fight is a pain in the ass. There are tricks you can use to make it a little easier, but it's... Oh my gosh. That fucking... Oh my gosh. Yeah. Not good. Bad. Bad. But me and my brother are both beating it, so if we can beat it, you guys can beat it too. I have faith in you. A couple of Midwestern chuckle fucks like us can finish a game, so can you. Okay, I got here with the stopwatch. That is not Dracula in a Speedo. That's not even the weirdest Dracula final boss fight. You ever seen what he looks like at the end of Bloodlines? The weird demon with the crotch mouth? That's my pick for the weirdest Dracula final form. Bloodlines is a good game. I love Bloodlines a lot. So it would be very handy against, because I don't think it freezes the Fleaman. If it does, then it might be useful, but I don't think it works on him. Because the stopwatch don't work on bosses. Last I checked. Nope. Literally nothing. Oh, you fucker! Oh, you monkey fuck! Hate those things. Oh, come on, I dodged that. Monster, this is pretty funny. Actually, there's a funny thing about that I love bringing up to people who haven't heard it before, which is that the quote-unquote Cookie Monster at the end of Castlevania is not Dracula. That is not a second form for Dracula. This is from the words of the guy who made the game himself. I forget his name, but it was an actual interview that he had with an actual gaming magazine at the time, where he explained that no, that is not a transformed Dracula. Dracula dies when you whip his head off. Like that's what he says. Dracula is dead when his head flies off. The giant monster demon that you fight at the end of the game is instead what he calls an incarnation of the curse of mankind. Like, it's a curse made up of the collective vileness and evil of all mankind. And it is the curse that afflicts Simon going into Simon's Quest. This is all real. This is all from the words of the guy who made the game himself. This is his story for Castlevania. It's also important to note at this point that every Castlevania game was kind of made by a totally different team. There was a team that made the NES trilogy, and a completely different team worked on Castlevania 4 for the NES. Castlevania 4 was in development at the same time as Castlevania 3. To be perfectly clear. Like, both those games were being developed together. Fuck. Damn it, we were so close. The actual Cookie Monster. I don't know, is the Cookie Monster the incarnation of the Curse of Mankind? That'd be pretty funny. Ah, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. But yeah. So the first 3 Castlevania games were made by one team. And then a different team actually made Castlevania 4. And then another team made Bloodlines. And Bloodlines has its own whole crazy lore, by the way. Bloodlines has its own whole crazy backstory that they wrote up for that game. That really does have nothing to do with the rest of the Castlevania series. According to the canon that Bloodline went by, there's actually 3 whips. The Vampire Killer is just one of them. I forget the name of the third one, but there's one called Excalibur, and then there's another one that I forget the name of, and then there's the Vampire Killer. Oh, fuck you! Bullshit! That's dumb! Yeah. The actual unified story of Castlevania was not a thing until Koji Igarashi came in during his time as the head of the series. And then he tried to create a full unified timeline. When in reality, I don't think there was ever thought given towards some sort of unified timeline of Castlevania. I mean, think about it. You have the first 3 NES games, and then you have Castlevania 4, which is a remake of Castlevania 1. And then you have Rondo, which takes place in the future, which actually makes Rondo the first proper sequel to the original Castlevania, because it does take place afterwards. So it's the first game to really follow up past what Simon did. Because 3 was a prequel. Damn it. Damn it. Morningstar and Simon's Quest. Kinda. Again, I need to stress this. The Castlevania games, back when they were being developed in the 80s and 90s, were not being developed as some sort of big, overarching story or series. Each game kind of did its own thing with the lore. They didn't really pay attention to what the other games did. They didn't really care, because these were being made by completely different teams. So they all kind of did their own thing as far as the story went. They were not trying to make the games connect to each other or make sense as a unified story. Again, it wasn't until Koji Igarashi came along and did things his way that there was some sort of unified story going around where he tried to make everything fit together. Cover Simon's grandfather and Sypha his grandmother. Yes. Bloodlines used what CV should... I do think Bloodlines was a really cool direction to take things. That was a very cool game. Also, hey Ryu, welcome in. I know it says we're playing Castlevania 64, but I beat that already, and I didn't bother to change the name of the stream. Consider this a bonus, because I didn't play through this game this Halloween, because I was busy. Making up for some lost time here. Alright. The holy water isn't quite what I would like for this, but I'll take it. Back when Alucard didn't dye his hair white. Actually, that's a funny thing to bring up about Alucard. Did you all know that Alucard being a Dampier, half vampire, is a retcon? In the original Castlevania 3, Alucard was a full-blooded vampire. He was not a Dampier. He was not half vampire. He was turned into a vampire when Dracula sold his soul to the devil, because he sold both him and his son. That is the actual storyline for Castlevania 3. I'm not making that up. Fucking hellfire. Die already. Well, this could have been a good run if I hadn't lost a bunch of health on that. Fuck. Oh, this might actually do it anyway. Fuck you. After all the hell I went through with that stupid Flea Man jerk face, yeah, no, I earned that. Suck it. Anyway, yeah, in the original Castlevania 3, Alucard was not a Dampier. He was full-blooded vampire. And at the end of the game, after you beat Dracula, the implication is supposed to be that he turns back into a human afterwards. So Alucard being half vampire is purely a retcon invented for Symphony of the Night. Kind of like how giving Dracula a more sympathetic past was a retcon. In the original series, the original storyline, he was just a warlord who signed away his soul for power. And I'll tell you right now, I wholeheartedly believe the sympathetic Dracula angle was done purely because of Bram Stoker's Dracula. Not the novel, but the Francis Ford Coppola movie. What is that, vampire? This was a wild hair dye, but enough talk. Yeah. That's kind of the big thing people have to bear in mind. Castlevania didn't have some sort of unified story going on until Symphony of the Night, where he started to fit things together. And the first step to making things fit together was to retcon everything that didn't make sense. So that it all made sense in a unified context. This is also why Castlevania Legends was retconned almost immediately, because it made a pretty big statement about the identity of the whole bloodline. By implying that Alucard was the great-grandfather of all Belmonts in its ending. That was an interesting turn to take. Okay, for having read Alucard backwards. That's an interesting question, because you kind of take it for granted that everybody knows that Alucard backwards is, Dracula. Actually, that's another thing. I have friends that I have blown their minds by telling them that Alucard isn't actually his real name. He has an actual canon name. It's Adrian. Adrian Fahrenheit Tepesh. That is Alucard's actual name. There are people who don't know that, and it blows their mind when I tell them that. Fuck. There's the knife again. So Alucard, the movie The Monster Squad. I forgot, Monster Squad makes that reference? I love that movie. Oh, there it is. I knew the meat was somewhere around here. Helsing Ultimate Abridged making you look at the Alucard Dracula thing. Oh yeah! Well, it's obvious, right? And with Helsing, spoiler alert, Alucard is Dracula, right? I don't think that's much of a spoiler, frankly. I think it's really obvious. So I just think that's... Man. Alright, here we go. Man, you gotta wonder why there was never some sort of Hellsing video game. I don't think there ever was one, by my knowledge at least. By the way, the remake of this level in Castlevania Chronicles is my favorite Castlevania level of all time. Where they remake the whole torture chamber and make it into like a... I mean, it's still kind of that here. It's still a torture chamber / mad scientist lab in this game. Like, the implication is still there. You've got the prison and all the skeletons chained up and all that good junk. Yeah, I can throw 2 knives at once. I'll be unstoppable with this. But, the Chronicles version of this level goes to the next level with, the implication here, because that one chooses to be a lot gorier. You see, like, bodies, like, hacked up on a table. There's these little experiments in the background. At one point, one of the jars in the background breaks open and a bunch of tiny monsters come out that are supposed to be, like, homunculi. Which is a very, very cool reference back to, Son of Frankenstein. No, not Son of Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein. Bride of Frankenstein, the movie. That's a fun classic. I love this level. Yeah. Never too busy. Yeah, no, I remember the exact line. You know, it's funny. Nobody ever figured out that Alucard backwards is Dracula. To be fair, we were very busy planning world. No, it's like this. To be fair, we didn't figure that out either. True, but to be fair, we were very busy planning World War III. Hellsinger Bridge was fun. Yeah, I'm not even mad that I lost my multiplier there, because fuck playing with the knife. Honestly, the whole bit in the first episode about it being the Nazis was fucking hilarious. Because there would have to be a very big organization. You mean like the Nazis? No, that would be retarded. And then it cuts to them. Gentlemen, we are Nazis? Well, you know, Integra didn't need to drink. She already had a smoking habit. Fuck. Speaking of smoke, I can smell some leaf smoke from outside. Good lord. One thing I don't like about autumn, it's my favorite month of the year. Season. Autumn is my favorite season of the year. The one thing I don't like about it, all the fucking leaf smoke. Damn it. Oh, come on. You're gonna spawn one right above me? Damn it. Didn't change. Man, okay. But yeah, I am very surprised there was never a Hellsing video game. Because there totally should have been one. Somebody is making like a Doom mod where you play as Alucard, which is cool. Honestly, it makes me... Why did I grab that? I was it's at full health. So it's on autopilot, that's why. Anyway. Ah! Fuck. Fuck! Fuck. Don't do that yet. Save it in case we need it. Nice. No! Oh, I don't got a ton of shots of that left, but I'll make it work. Yeah, just land right on top of me. Stupid pile of dicks. That was not a bad attempt. Oh, fuck you! Oh, fuck you. How did you get off another shot? Fuck off! Well, I'm not beating the game this round. I think of Valve's new hardware. I mean, it's cool if it works, but we'll have to wait until it's actually announced, won't we? Okay, that's fine. Start from the beginning and maybe actually get there with a weapon that can really kill him. We need to try and get there with the holy water. The holy water can fucking annihilate Drac. No, not Drac. Death. Oh, it's right there. Okay, cool. Can we make it through the whole level with it? I don't know. That's dicey. Especially when the game's gonna keep trying to give me the fucking... the game is going to keep trying to give me the dagger. And I don't want the dagger. This old fanfic you top user with Alucard's kid popped up. Oh dear God, he procreated. Well, technically, based off the ending, wouldn't the kid be hers? Like, there's something to consider. The whole idea of vampires procreating is just a weird idea. How does that even... I don't want to think about that, actually. Don't tell me. I'm fine not thinking any further about that. Here we go. an X. I don't want that. It's a good thing I whipped that there instead of trying to whip it and jump into it. The factors, the kid was down here, it still looked like a teenager. Interesting. So something in the past. Gotcha. Well, something he had in the past. Anyway, I'm going to continue here. Be very careful because I don't want the that right there is the boomerang. I don't want that. I have to be really careful on the upstairs floor because they will try to throw me other weapons. I don't need to worry about the channel. That's gotta get up here and... Hey, Death. Get fucked. I've actually never done this before. Get fucked. I've always known you could do that, but I've never done that before. I totally understand why people do that. That is amazing. Alright, we're on to the final level. Nice. And it's almost 1 in the morning. Alright, here we go. Almost out of time. Because the track's actually called Out of Time. Fuck! What is this game's obsession with throwing multipliers when I don't have a weapon equipped?
Just to make you suffer.
The game really just looks at me and says, suffer. Suffer more. Didn't even look like he was there to be touched. I feel like I gotta phrase that better. lord. I ain't doing any deathless runs anytime soon, I can tell you that for free. Thank you. Bye-bye. We going now. Damn it! You shouldn't have moved that far. Can you stop being a total bastard? Okay, I'm gonna take that as a no. Oh, that's for the new Bloodstained game. That looks like it's gonna be great. Like the graphical improvements already. They really wanted to make a statement with the new Bloodstained with the trailer they did. Because one of the biggest complaints people had about the first Bloodstained was the graphical look. So they really wanted you to know, oh, this is gonna be different. Alright, here we go. Could really use any other weapon that isn't the fucking stopwatch, but I'll use it. Asshole, could you, like, come over here, please? Well, shit.
Oh, you didn't say any other.
I'll make it work. Fuck. Now. I'll take that. Oh, son of a bitch. Hasta la vista, asshole! Two HP against Drac. No. 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 No time like the present to practice, right? Yeah, okay. Luckily we're here at the final boss, so we'll have this done within like a half an hour. Probably even less. I know I can win. I've done this before. not even for the boomerang I want. I'm actually getting this for the holy water. You're gonna want that for the boss. It's probably gonna take me a few tries to remember how exactly to jump over Drax's attack. Dude really likes to show up right on top of you. How did I used to do this? There was a specific method I used to use to take this guy on, and I don't remember it off the top of my head. By the end of the stream, I probably will. I want at least 35 hearts to do this. Fuck! I hate it when he appears right on top of me. That shit is actually the worst. Damn it. One more go around should be fine. know what? I don't even need that many. Let's go, Drac. Damn it. Shaggy, was there a blackout near you? I don't think so. We're still going. We actually finished Castlevania 64 again earlier and decided to throw in a run of Castlevania 1 as a bonus because I missed my usual annual playthrough of that. So we're doing currently, we're on the final battle against Dracula, and we shall have justice. I knew I wasn't gonna hit him there. Damn it! To the moon! There we go! We defeated the curse and the monster. Woo! There we go! That is Castlevania 1. Over and done with. Oh. Always good to revisit that one. Oh, man. Always good to revisit Castlevania 1. One of my favorite games ever made. Produced by Konami, directed by Trans Fishers. Well, that's progressive. From Stoker, James Banana. Dracula, played by Christopher B. Death by Bela Lugosi. Frankenstein by Boris Karloffis. Love Chaney Jr. as the Mummy Man. Medusa by Barbara Sherry. Vampire Bat by Nick Schrecks. Hunchback by Love Chaney. The Fishman by The Green Stranger. The Armor by the Cafe Bar Reed. Andore Noral as the Skeleton. Joan Candies as the Zombie. And the hero, Simon Belmondo. You played the greatest role in this story. Thank you for playing. I love the puns at the end of this. Alright, I'm not doing a second run through the game. So there we go! We did Castlevania 64 and a run through of Castlevania, Castlevania 1 for the NES. Both games just titled Castlevania. How about that? It is 1 in the morning. I think it is time for me to retire for the night. This was fun. I don't know what I'm doing next. I have to think about this. I could do a playthrough of Simon's Quest, because I certainly haven't done that yet, and that's always a fun way to follow up Castlevania 1. The Game Boy games could get played. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. We'll see what I feel like doing, but it'll be something that fits the mood of the month, because it's still Castlevember. And I just noticed I don't have the Castlevember logo. Whoops. Hey, go back to the facecam mode. Stupid thing. I just noticed I don't have the Castlevember logo up here. We need to have that on this screen, too. People gotta know what we're celebrating. Come on. Hold on. Let me find it here. That's not it. Here we go. The Castlevember logo. Gonna put it right there in the corner. Yeah, it kind of blocks up my ending text, but whatever. Alright, so I will have to think about it. If there's anything Castlevania-y you'd like to see, whether it's a Castlevania game, or maybe a game that just has Castlevania vibes, I'm down for it. So I am willing to hear your suggestions. Anybody new here who joined tonight, we have a Discord that you are free to join. Lots of cool people in there. We talk about old movies and video games. Generally hang out in there. It's an easy way to contact me if you want to. Yeah, dude. Castlevania is one of my favorite series. There's a reason I do this theme right here, you know? There is a reason we do Castlevember. It's because it's one of my favorite series of all time. And I am totally down to play whatever you guys want to see, because I don't really have any solid plans. The plans don't come until next month when we start Mega Man Zemus. When I play... It's a lot of Mega Man games where I get to play Zero. That's the idea. Heard anything from Pete? He hasn't streamed in a long while. Oh, I've been talking to him on my server and whatnot. He just doesn't stream much anymore. He's got a lot of life shit going on. He's been busy. I hope he's doing well IRL, but me and him have talked. I actually got him to watch an anime he hadn't seen before the other day, Bao the Visitor, which is the one that's the one that's by JoJo author Araki. Yeah, it's by Araki, and it's basically if Araki wrote Guyver fanfiction, and it's fucking awesome, and he really enjoyed it, which made me happy. But yeah, I've heard from Pete. We've been talking in the server. He's there. He's just got his own stuff going on, that's all. Anyway. Probably a smart idea for me to go ahead and raid out over to Cobra for now. Because we're basically running at the end of this thing now. It's been a very fun night, though. I enjoyed pretty much all of this. So that's our first 2 games of Castlevember down. What will we do next? Find out next time. I will most likely be back on Monday. You can catch me tomorrow over on Neon Arcade's channel, because we will be doing Fightcade Friday over on his channel, which is a community night for all of us. Let me give Neon a shout out here, because he's awesome. And I almost never use this. I almost never use the shout out command, so I should. So yeah, make sure to give Neon a follow. I'll be over there playing old arcade games with a bunch of other really good people on Fightcade. It's one of my favorite events every other week. It's awesome. But I will be back here, most likely on Monday, to continue our Castlevember stuff. And it seems like Our next regular schedule is just going to be doing things on Thursdays because Wednesday nights just keep fucking up. So yeah, our new schedules are Mondays and Thursdays here on Shaggy Turtle Studios, Channel 14 WNBI TV, where we're high on retro junk. This has been Quinn Michael, and as I always say at the end of all of my shows, like it or not, I will be back next time. Alright, good night everybody. Let's go say hello to Cobra. She's playing some cool stuff for her weird November theme. You like aliens? You like conspiracy theories? Cool, that's what she's doing. Come check that out with me. I'm gonna run the outro now. You're still here? It's over. Go home.